keep 5, cut 5 WWE action figures from my collection. So for those who don't know, basically I'm going to be blindly grabbing a WWE action figure and I'm going to decide whether that's a figure I want to keep or cut from my collection before grabbing the next one. So in the end, I will have 5 figures that I would have kept and then 5 figures that I would have cut. So let's go ahead and grab the first figure blindly, and I'm closing my eyes. So the first figure I'm going to grab is going to be the Elite 115 The Rock. So this is a pretty good figure. A lot of people didn't like it. They said he was too short, or I forget what other complaints they had. The legs were maybe too tight. I actually like this figure a lot. He did have glasses. I didn't throw him in here with the glasses because I didn't want him to get lost in the pile. But I think it is a pretty cool figure. I really do like the torso and the shirt. But I don't know if this is one that I need. I definitely prefer his Ultimate Editions. And yeah, I think I'd be okay with cutting this figure. So I am going to cut him and move him to the left. So if I move him to the left, that'd be a figure I cut. And if I move him to the right, that'd be a figure that I keep. So the next figure is going to be, let's see, I'm going to grab this one right here. The Ultimate Edition Umaga from Series 29. This is his only Ultimate Edition. Definitely his best figure for sure. I really like how big and posable he is. But this has to be a figure that I keep. I really like this Ultimate Edition. Definitely one of my favorite Ultimates in my collection for sure. And definitely Umaga's best figure. My only Umaga figure. So that has to be one that I keep for sure. So I have 4 slots of figures to keep. And four slots left of figures to cut. Let's see who the next one is going to be. It's going to be Daniel Bryan. I have no idea what set this is from. But I think it's a pretty cool figure. I really do like the blue and green attire. I know it's from SummerSlam. I don't know if he wore this at SummerSlam. I believe he did because I think this was in the SummerSlam wave. So yeah, this is pretty cool. It's probably this is my only Daniel Bryan Elite. I do have an AEW figure of his. I'm gonna keep this one. I like it a lot. I think it's pretty cool. He's really posable. I like Daniel Bryan a lot, and I definitely like to have a Daniel Bryan figure in my collection. So let's move on to the next figure. This one is going to be, kind of grab from the middle. This is the ringside exclusive Tommaso Ciampa. I like this figure. This is my first Ciampa figure. He's a character that I've wanted for a very long time, so to finally get this one was pretty cool. He did come with the mask. He does have chest and stomach hair, which is cool. Thought the head sculpt was pretty good. I really didn't like the attire though. It's all black, and I hate these legs. They're really hard for him to stand up. And yeah, I just really don't like the way those legs look. I think I'd be okay with cutting this one. Um, yeah, I think this is one of the figures I'd be okay with cutting. I feel like his Elite 114 is a little bit better. There are some aspects that I do like about that figure, but I think I am okay with cutting that one. So let's see who I'll be grabbing next. It's going to be, let's see, grab this one right here. The Elite Series 109 Dominic. I like this one a lot. This is my first Dominic action figure. He's got a plain top. It does say DM in the back in white. I don't want to take off the flannel though. He had the mask, the sunglasses. So pretty cool Dominic Mysterio figure. I know there are definitely better ones like the Elite 119. Pretty much every figure that came out after this is definitely a better Dominic. But I don't know. I think I'd be okay with cutting this one. I feel like there are so many better Dominic Mysterio figures, and I just think that'd be one that I'd be okay with cutting. So we got 3 slots left for figures to keep, 2 slots left for figures to cut. Let's see who I grab next. It's going to be the Elite WrestleMania The Rock figure. This is our second Rock figure. This is probably the best Rock head sculpt we've seen. One of the best head sculpts from Mattel. Really realistic. I like that one a lot. The rest of the figure is really plain, and his head is super wobbly. It's like a bobblehead. I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep this one just because I would like to have a Rock figure, and this head sculpt is just next level. So I am actually gonna keep that Rock figure. Why not? We've gotten enough figures now where I have the same amount of keeps and cuts. So let's move on to the next one. This one is going to be, let's see. Ooh, okay, the Elite 120 Cody Rhodes Chase. This is one of my only Chase figures. I have this one. I have the Drew McIntyre from 115, Jimmy from 114, and Braun Breaker from Elite Series 94 or 104, I believe. Those are my only chase figures, I think. I might have more, but this is a really nice one. The pink is super clean on this guy. I really like the smiling head sculpt. This has to be one that I keep. I think this is the best elite suited Cody Rhodes. Maybe his AEW ones are better, but I don't have any AEW figures in this pile, so that is going to be one that I keep. I have one keep spot left, two cut spots left. I'm starting to think I should have cut that Rock figure, but let's see. We'll grab the next figure, see if this is one I want to keep or cut. It's going to be the Elite 115 Chase Drew McIntyre. I just talked about this is one of the only other Chase figures I have. This is really tough. I mean, I don't have Drew's Ultimate. I do have his Elite Series 83 figure. I don't like the skin tone on this guy. That is one thing that I don't like. The head sculpt is okay, but the attire is next level. This is a really tough spot I'm in right now. I think... Oof, this is tough. I think I am going to cut it. I would rather have this one over the WrestleMania Rock. I definitely should have cut the WrestleMania Rock. But I'm going to cut that Drew just because... I don't know. I just feel like there's other figures in here that are better. That is Drew McIntyre's best figure for sure. But I know it's not the best figure in this pile. And I think we can get a better figure for our last keep spot. So we do have one keep spot, one cut spot left. Hopefully this is either a really good figure or a really bad figure. It is going to be the Elite 119 Ethan Page. I'm a big fan of Ethan Page, so I'd love to have this figure in my collection for sure. I really do like the look of his. I think they made him, they didn't make him too skinny. They made him perfectly built to how he is on TV. And I think the head sculpt is also really realistic to Ethan Page. But I think I have to cut this one. I think they can make a better Ethan Page. So I think I am going to cut this one. I never really liked this torso, to be honest. So maybe the next Ethan Page will have a different torso. I do like the arm size and the legs that they gave him. They were a little bit stiff out of the packaging, but they're better now. But I think the next Ethan Page needs to be in a much brighter attire, and he has to have his smiling head sculpt. I think I'd be okay with cutting this one. I think that is also one that I would rather have over the WrestleMania Rock. So I'm definitely regretting keeping that one. But we'll see. What is the last figure? This is automatically going to be one that I keep. So let's see what it is. It is going to be the... Grab it from this side. Elite 89 Bobby Lashley. I'm okay with this. I like this Bobby Lashley a lot. The attire is pretty bland. I know his Ultimate has a better attire. And, his top picks in the red has a better attire. But I think this one is okay to keep. I think this is probably one of Bobby's best elites for sure. Bobby always had some really good elites. He's no longer with the company, but this is still a really good figure for Bobby. And I'm okay with keeping this one. So let's take a look at the final figures that I cut and the final figures that I kept. So we got the Elite 115 Drew McIntyre, the Elite 119 Ethan Page, the Elite 109 Dominic, the Elite Tommaso Ciampa ringside exclusive, and the Elite 115 The Rock. These are all the figures that I cut. And then we have the Elite Series 89 Bobby Lashley, the Elite Series 120 Chase Cody Rhodes, the Elite WrestleMania Rock, the Elite SummerSlam Daniel Bryan, and the Ultimate Edition Umaga. I'm pretty okay with that roster. I just think the WrestleMania Rock is one that I should have cut instead because I would much rather have even the Dominic, the Drew, or the Ethan Page than that Rock. But I am okay with the figures that I kept and cut. So that's going to do it for this video. If you would like to see me do this video again, maybe with a different pile or the same pile, except, obviously the figures I cut wouldn't be in the pile, let me know in the comments below. That's going to do it for me. I'll see you guys in the next video.
See you, chump.
What the hell? One bliss, highly favored. One bliss, highly favored.